All right, thanks for joining us again on a V2VG video podcast. On the road again.
On the road again.
Yeah. This time, I came up with an idea because just when I was about to ask you,
Yes.
you were like, you're like, wait a minute, what? So today we're out in Island Pond,
Yeah.
Vermont, right? Took us about an hour, a little bit over an hour to get here. Not too bad.
We haven't been up this way in, I'd say, like 3-4 years for a veteran.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. So you actually mentioned the last time we came out here for a veteran, we came all the way out here in the middle of winter, and we were just real quick, bang bang. We came out here and we went back. And what was the reason for that visit for a veteran?
You know, it's funny. So basically, we had a veteran who was hospitalized due to some health issues.
They have as an amputee, as a matter of fact.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
But they wouldn't release him from the hospital unless there was definitive proof of being able to get into assistance for him to get into his home.
Yeah, he had steps to get into from the road into his home, I believe.
Yep. And then the VA, nobody here would offer that to him.
Yeah.
But if he stayed in the hospital, then he would be charged
for the stay.
for those times outside of what. Yeah. So.
He stepped into the breach.
Nice guy, and many months after, he would always reach out to us and check on us, see how we're doing and everything. But
we came all the way out just to help him get into his house, and thank you. You're set. And then went back.
But it's that little bit, like, was it out of our way? Did it cost money and gas and get food and all that? Yeah, but how would I feel if I couldn't get back home and and
you were stuck in the hospital and then had to be charged for the stay? You would want someone to do that for you, right?
And it was a no-brainer for us. I mean, things were simpler back then too for us as an organization.
We had training wheels on, as we talked about on the way up here. But today we came out for a significantly different reason. Still a veteran. Matter of fact, a veteran's widow.
Yeah.
She needed assistance she's a homeless widow, as a matter of fact, a homeless widow. She needed, and her dogs, her 2 German Shepherds, beautiful dogs.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Gorgeous dogs. They came, when we pulled up, they came right up to the windows and were like, look, checking us out and stuff.
Very well behaved.
Super well behaved.
Yeah, they gave their hello and then they went and laid down.
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, we're good. But she needed supplies, as a matter of fact. She needed food supplies and a couple
things for the dogs too.
Things for the dogs. Food for the dogs, like a couple of small propane tanks and like aluminum foil, right? Like because she's homeless, she needed just stuff in addition to food. But and we needed, as an organization, we needed to take pictures of her documents.
Yeah, we had to get exactly of qualifications but you know what I really like about her, and as far as the food, she was very specific but not needy in what she requested. Like, we get some people who want very specific and more expensive and it has to be this way, or she was like, just canned ham and Swiss cheese, she knew what she wanted, but it didn't matter as far as the value of it.
And she said my wish list would be like
adding a couple other things, like the propane and which we had all intentions of already doing that, but for her to mentally prepare some of it to not be fulfilled is rewarding, because we're able to provide that much more.
She was a very, very grateful woman. She's just in a tough spot. Her and her dogs are in a tough spot. As a matter of fact, she had to check out today, and I don't know where she's going to go. Frankly, I don't know where she's going to go, and she doesn't know where she's going to go either.
No, and that's the downfall of what we do.
Yeah.
Especially with the housing service, we just don't offer housing, so to speak.
And we don't offer housing, strictly speaking, because Well, there's no housing to offer.
And we really don't have anybody to specialize in it. We don't have the manpower for it. That's a whole specific type of program.
And some charities or organizations do that.
And only that.
And,
right?
that's their focus, that's their goal. Now, as we've mentioned before, we do pay for first month's rent, security deposit, whatever the case is, as any other financial assistance that rolls in. But to specifically focus on that is not something we do. However, in this case, we are going to do our best to try to find her something, because she did say she's willing to relocate to New Hampshire. She just wants to find a place, and I get it.
I found refreshing, though, is she reminded me a lot of you, and the fact that she has written record of transactions with her and other organizations over the last 2 years.
Yes.
And I was just like blown away, because a lot of times we'll get people and they're like, oh, well, nobody would help me. And we're like, well, so who's nobody?
Yeah.
Like, well, who is it from the VA? Who is it from this? And we don't get any actual, like, tangible info.
Yeah.
She had all the records,
names,
text
dates,
messages,
places. Which helps us.
Yeah.
Helps us help her, which is really nice.
And honestly, with the organization that we are, and how small we are as an organization and people-wise, and then we find out other organizations who are grant funded, who have much bigger payroll group of employees, and we find out that they're letting our people down, it puts fuel in our fire. Like, it gives us like an additional reason to wake up in the morning.
It does, because one thing that you folks may or may not know is that when you get a grant to do something, a job or a service or something to that effect, it's in very many ways it's like a restricted grant, and you have to conduct yourself or do the service in line with the grant.
Yeah.
Right? And when you don't do that, you're not holding up your end of the bargain, basically. So, like Chuck said, it's
especially when you have
wrong.
two case
First of all, it's not ethical, and it's wrong.
Two case workers in the same organization. Yes, it's very troubling.
So, like I said, it's unethical, it's illegal, in many ways, and it's just wrong. It's like you're letting people down, and fucked up. It's like, what do you do? You're letting this person down, especially when you're like, oh, I'm in meetings all day. All day? Okay, well maybe, but then why haven't you? It's really bad. So I took screenshots of her cell phone communications, and we're going to run them through a program and have it printed out easy, and we're going to see what we can do to help out, because we've got time.
And I mean, we really made our name doing this back in the beginning with Lisa Horn, and we pretty much East Coast to West Coast to deal with that. So,
and we got her promoted, discharged, medical retirement. Medical retirement, not just medically discharged, but a retirement, and
got her home, got her all the necessary treatment from the Manchester VA. Provided all. Emily actually helped her and her mother, who was in her 70s at the time, unload a lot lot of her useless stuff at that point in her life.
Yeah, like, did we do that single-handedly? No, but I think we played a major part in it.
Oh, yeah. We were calling her direct chain of command, and senators in New Hampshire and California. So
yeah. So I think that's we cut our teeth on stuff like that.
And they live about an hour away from Littleton too. In the other direction. Thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't even occur to me, but so we did that too, just in the other zone. But so basically, the question is that a lot of people ask, and matter of fact, we're coming up on the time when we're going to go to the Littleton Food Co-op for the Veterans Barbecue, their little mini summit, I suppose.
Yes, this Friday, July 10th.
Yeah.
If this gets posted before then.
We're going to try. Or if not, then you should have made it. Why do we do it? I've actually been asked that. Why? Why do we do it?
I guess.
Why do you do it?
You have an answer that is like the most simplistic, answer, which is we do the right thing for the right reasons, but it's so much more complicated than that, you know?
There's more nuance to it.
For me, I do it kind of in a split way. One, because I've been so far down and out that I was homeless, didn't have my family,
so
and somebody like-minded helped me get through that hardest parts of my life to get to where I am. But also, it's kind of selfish, and it makes me feel good to accomplish these missions and help these people, knowing these organizations have so much more money, and we do, just like in the military, we do more with so much less.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And so for a situation like what we're running into today, it means a lot to you personally, right? On a personal, visceral level, because of your specific and personal situation.
And
back
she
in the
knew
day.
Rob.
Oh, and she knew Rob. Yeah.
Who actually got me off the streets too. Yeah.
You're like, how do you know Rob? She's like, VA stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, she had a hell of a handshake, didn't she? She was like, bang. I was like, okay.
Which makes sense, because she says she worked with bales of hay, and
she was a carpenter, a farmer person.
Yeah.
She was a good woman. She had very clear eyes. She was very focused.
Very respectful. Even though we were outside, asked if we minded if she smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
You know,
it didn't even occur to me that was that she asked, even though we were outside.
Very
cool.
Courteous. You know.
And I can appreciate that.
And technically in her space too, on top of it. So it's
a nice courteous thing to do. That's a very good point. You know, we run across a lot of people who, for a variety of reasons, just don't fucking care. They just do what they want. It's kind of off-putting when you go in someone's house, and granted, it's their house. I get it, I understand, but and you sit down and they just like spark up a cigarette. It's like, look, I got nothing against smokers. I used to be one for a very long time, but
when you're in a confined space, for sure,
right, and around people you don't know, like, the least you can do is ask, or better yet, can you wait a little bit? Can you not smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, it's so true. You know, it's
like just hold off. Like, look, I know you're in a stressful situation. Just fucking chill for a little bit.
Yeah,
You'll be all right. You won't die. I promise. So it was a good experience. Her dogs were awesome. She was super grateful.
And that's the thing is, you know, we run into this all the time. Is I don't think that she would have had a second thought if we blew her off. I don't think it would have made any difference to her, because that's what she's used to. Like so many other people we deal with.
Yeah. She would have been like, oh, they're just another in a long chain of people who are dismissive.
Yeah, but she's like, when we opened the trunk,
she was like, wow.
She was so blown away that she's like, well, I just wanted a little bit of stuff.
She's like, is this all for me? And we're like, yeah.
You know, and the gas card and all this, like, but all because she needed it. I mean, we service widows of veterans.
Yep.
We service,
which is also rare, because there was another organization who wouldn't help her because she hadn't been married to the veteran for long enough. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
And he had passed away more than a year ago.
Yeah.
Disqualified from other organizations.
But here's the thing. If she had been remarried, she would have been disqualified typically. Yeah. She hadn't gotten remarried. So, I mean, come on, man, you know?
Yeah, it's a tough one when we see these, but it's rewarding when we get to the finish line, you know?
Yeah. And she's in a better spot than a lot of people we run into. She's got a vehicle. She's got a like this,
like a full size camper. Like
she's got a camper trailer. It was nice looking too. Right?
Yeah.
She said there were problems, but I mean, whatever. But she's got 4 walls and a roof.
Yeah.
So she's got some advantages over other people who are homeless, and she recognized that.
And she's willing to do the work. We have people.
Yes.
We've tried to help. We've moved many mountains to try and assist, and they have fallen short on their own, and it put us in a situation where we kind of have to, you know, sorry, we can't help anymore, type of thing.
There is something to be said for, we'll help you if you help yourself, right?
It's
God will.
absolutely true.
With faith, you can move a mountain, but God will give you the shovel.
Yep, right.
I read that somewhere. It's like, you know, and we'll be happy to give her a shovel, and she'll be happy to dig.
And we know that. I mean, you know, if you didn't put any effort into your physical rehab after your surgery, you wouldn't be where you are today.
Well, very likely, for
if
sure.
I didn't put in the work to be willing to work with the VA, I wouldn't be where, you know, it has to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
If you just rely on organizations to cover your ass, eventually it's going to dry up. The well
We
is
run
going
into
to go
that
dry.
too. We run into people who are just like, yeah, I asked. So one of the things we do is we ask our clients, our veterans and first responders, have you worked with another organization before? And if not, why not? And they say, let's take for example, they say, yeah, I've worked with X, Y, and Z before. Okay, that's fair. What have they done for you? Okay, they've done A, B, and C. All right.
Who'd you work with?
Who'd you work with? And we'll work with them. And now you're asking for more assistance. Now we dig into the meat of the matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it for the same thing? Okay. And if it is for the same thing, why do you still need assistance for the same thing? We are not a subsidy.
Exactly. And
we give a hand up, not a hand down.
And there's so much involved. Plus, a lot of these big ticket items, you know, these electric and heating bills going upwards of $1,000, $2,000. We won't cover that alone. We can't.
So these other organizations are like, well, why do they need help?
Yeah.
Why do they need help again after we just paid X amount of $1,000?
Yeah, exactly.
6 months ago? What did they do to better their situation? Our board asks that. And so we ask that. And if they have no good answer, it's like, that puts us in a tough spot. It's like, one, they need the help, but two, they didn't help themselves. So where does that put us?
And we always ask that when we talk to the veterans. How much, if anything, can you put towards this bill?
For a good faith payment.
Yeah. Even if they're like, oh, I can put $200. A lot of times we don't expect them to, but we want to
even allow them to. Yeah.
We want to have that already set up. And
so we can bring it to the board and say, hey, they're willing to put forward X amount of money as a good faith payment. And that goes a long way psychologically for the board to say, oh, they got skin in the game.
Or when we get their bank statements and their budget sheet, we find out that thousands of dollars are going to, you know, OnlyFans sites and casinos.
And it's like, hey, well, wait a minute, you're using your resources for this bullshit.
Unfortunately, you know, we have to be, like you always say, good stewards of the money that is given to us by all of our
very generous
funders,
people.
all the people that believe in our mission.
Because unlike the people who didn't help this client that we just saw, we are not funded by grants to assist for anything, first of all, but especially not to assist the people that we help. We did get recently a very, very nice grant, generous grant from an organization that requested to remain anonymous, but that money is in a separate section.
And that wasn't a grant through an application, it was through an individual / business.
That just came up to us and said, hey, we're going to give you this grant. Very generous, very unexpected. And it's not a subsidy grant. We don't get it every year. And
they refuse to tell us how they found out about us, too.
Yeah, I did ask her. I said, how did you find out about Veterans to Veterans Group? And she just gave me a smile. I was like, okay.
Which is nice, but also frustrating because...
Frustratingly nice.
It'd be nice for us to be able to say thank you to whoever, you know.
Yeah. So, you know, I think that it's important to know that when we triage a case, we look at all the factors. We went to see this woman today out here in Island Pond. We brought her things that she needed, physical things, like material items that she needed. Because we do that also. We don't just write a check all the time and send it. That's a lot of what we do. But Veterans to Veterans Group is also hands-on. We'll bring you stuff if you need it. Matter of fact, the lady at the gate to the park said, "Oh, you deliver?" And I started laughing. I said, "Well, that's not typically what we do, but yes, I guess in this case we deliver." We're like, you know, we're
well, you know, what's really nice too is when you were talking to her, you let her know if she comes across other veterans or first responders and they happen to, you know, get into a hard spot, you gave her our card and stuff. Yep. And people don't realize, like, we kind of let off steam to kind of unusual people at a service desk who may have nothing to do with what you need help with.
Yeah.
So when those people have an opportunity to give some information that could help them, that changes a lot for a lot of people.
Get in touch with us, because you know what? Like we always say, if you don't ask, the answer is no. Matter of fact, she even said that the week prior to this week, she had a veteran come through and stayed for about a week who was an amputee, and he had a tough time. That would have been a perfect opportunity to reach out to us and say, hey, I don't know if you can, but can you guys help in some capacity? So, hey, you know, reach out to us, ask us for help. Maybe we can help you.
Hey, and if nothing else, just if you have the opportunity, just sit and listen. Listen to what people are going through. Sometimes is enough.
We did listen to her, right? And how many times do people just brush people off? And how many times was she brushed off? I know she was brushed off because I looked at her texts. And people were like, yeah, we hear what you say, but we don't want to listen to you. How disheartening is that? I don't want to hear you because you're homeless.
Our most frequent comment to us is, even if you can't help me, thank you for listening. Because a lot of our kind, our brothers and sisters, they don't have the opportunity where people genuinely listen to what they have going on.
Yeah. So sometimes the best way to help is just listen.
Absolutely.
And thank you for listening.